Hello and welcome to my July energy update. So I recently started uploading videos to my YouTube channel. So this is my next video. And what I'm going to be doing is sharing the Akashic Records with you all through my YouTube channel. So I'm going to be channeling from the Akashic Records and asking them what exactly is going to be up for July, what we can expect, what we need to look out for, how we can work on our own personal healing, and just really anything else that I feel called to share. How it works, how I get into the records, is I read a prayer which allows me to raise my vibration up into the dimensions of the records, and then from that place I can channel information for the collective on the collective's behalf. So with that being said, let's get into it. Let's have fun. All right. I'm really looking forward to this. Okay. Mother God, help me to open my heart. Protect me and guide me away from any fears or resistance. Remove all judgment and allow me to channel the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of all. Remove any obstacles from the connection to and the awareness of the truth. Help me to surrender to truth and allow it to flow through me unhindered. I now request access to the Akashic Records of the collective. Help me to know the collective in the light of the Akashic Records, to see the collective through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of the collective have for it. The Akashic Records are now open. Namaste. Okay. So I am here asking about those who are watching this video and those who are tuning into this video, what our energetic themes are for July. So what we can expect, what we can look out for, and all of that good stuff. So overall, July actually feels fairly expansive. I'm feeling a lot of energy sort of rising in the heart, rising in the throat. We've been going through a lot of heart expansion, so releasing old protective mechanisms that we've had around our heart, like old things that have kept us kind of small in our ability to share and our ability to love, our ability to be seen. So themes of the heart, previously in the past few weeks, you know, we've kind of almost been like, it's like there's been some resistance towards this sharing and this expansion. But those of us who have been doing the work and doing the shadow work and, you know, putting ourselves in new situations, moving through the uncomfortable stuff, all of that, we're starting to now feel this energy rising a little bit. So it feels very much like it's like coming up like slowly and gently into the throat. So it's not going to be like a 0 to 100, like, okay, I healed that in my heart and now here I am, everything's sweet. It's kind of like this gentle, soft, like almost like steam rising, like you've been in the hot sauna and then you step out into the cool air and like the steam is rising off your skin. You're still sort of releasing, but so you've been like, before you were maybe a little bit resistant, so now you're accepting and you're surrendering. You're like, okay, like I'm not quite where I want to be. but I know that I'm moving in that direction. So I'm just going to surrender to the flow, and I'm going to surrender to the path, and I'm going to surrender to the challenges and the tests and what's coming up for me. So it's like this kind of like letting go feeling. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm getting like the crying feeling. It's like this just like, like of letting go of these old ways of being, emotional release, like very emotional, but not out of like it's kind of interesting because from our human minds it feels really hard and challenging, and like we just like are like, oh, like, oh, what else do you want from me, right? That's kind of like the feeling. But then from the higher self's perspective, it's like you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're doing the work that you need to be doing. Like, I know it's hard, I know it's challenging, but where you are right now and these hard, like, shadow work, emotional releases that you're going through right now, just surrendering to where you're at and like accepting that maybe you're not where you want to be, but you're exactly where you need to be, and the universe is giving you what you need to get to that next place of where you want to be. So like the tension, like the resistance, the like pushing back, the clinging to the old ways of being, that's kind of been released now. And now it's like, okay, just let me, like, I'm just gonna, okay, fine, like, fuck it, we ball, right? Like, I'm just gonna let it happen, and I'm gonna trust that it's all working out for me. So yes, that is kind of like the beginning little bit of July here. So okay, so what what's next? Okay, so if this is the beginning of July, like, is all of July going to look like this? So we're kind of moving into hard times collectively. So there's a lot happening in the outer world that can really mess with our inner calibration if we're not really grounded and centered, and we're not really like really tuning into our self-care needs and really honoring our need for alone time and like taking care of our energy. Because everything in the collective is kind of chaotic right now, and it's almost like this like build, it's like this building of energy that's happening right now. Everyone can feel that like kind of like it's coming, I don't know what it is, I don't know when, but like it's like this like building feeling of energy. And so right now it's more important than ever to really prioritize self-care and alone time and making sure your own personal needs are met. If you are overextending yourself, if you are on the wrong path, if you are anything right now that is not in alignment for you, you're going to be noticing very quickly that it's not in alignment. So it's like you'll be able to feel right away when you're doing something that doesn't match with where you're at, because you will be so tired, so drained, so grouchy, so resentful. Like anything that any moves you're making, any interactions you're having, any relationships that you're in, any business decisions, any like anything that is happening, if it's not in alignment with you and where you're at, like it's really noticeable now. And so like if you're feeling overly tired, overly drained, certain interactions just feel like it's taking everything out of you, like pause and reflect. Like, is this serving me? Is this the direction I want to be headed in that's leading me towards my dreams? Or is this maybe a more stagnant path that I'm taking, or a slower path, or something that's maybe not in alignment? You'll be able to feel, and asking yourself the question like, is this thing that I'm doing, is this leading me towards my dreams? Is this teaching me something? Does this have growth and value? Or is this me repeating a pattern, me repeating a cycle, me like stuck in some old ways? Because the split right now is gonna be very obvious. So when you're doing something that isn't in alignment, it's gonna not feel good, it's gonna feel bad, and you will you'll feel that in your body. Like if you're just crying over random things, like crying over the fact that you have to do something, or feeling like overly emotional about something, it doesn't really make logical sense why you're so upset. That is your heart and soul telling you, no, this isn't the way. This isn't for you. So like trusting and honoring those feelings as much as you can, really honoring what your body is trying to tell you, and honoring that you are on a path. Your soul knows where you're going. Your soul has actually, there was a quote last night that I saw where it was like, you've already made all the choices. Your soul has already made these choices before you came to earth. It's your job to remember why you made them. And I loved that, because yes, we do have choice, we do have free will, but also like that is like from a higher perspective. Like we have choice and free will, but our soul has already made these choices, and now we're kind of like here in this like amnesia place, and we're like, who am I? What is my soul came here to do? What is my purpose? Like, what am I doing? Why do I feel this way? Right? Like we are asking these questions to discover who we are at a soul level, but your soul already knows, and you're already on that path, and you can't go off that path. So acceptance and surrender are so huge, and having compassion for yourself and having compassion for the challenges of the journey, and like compassion for the parts of you that you had to have before that you needed in order to survive, and being kind of okay in this limbo area. So I was kind of asking, like, is all of July gonna look like this, or is it gonna shift? And the truth is, like, it is gonna shift. You're always gonna be supported. You're always gonna have what you need. It is gonna shift. It is in the process of shifting. But right now you're in a limbo space. So you're not who you were, and you're not who you're becoming. You're in that middle phase of like becoming the next version of you, and you're gonna land and arrive right on time, right when Earth does, like right when your community, like you're gonna land right when you need to. And it's our ego mind and our intuition that tries to rush it, because we all have these dreams and these things that we want to accomplish and that we see for ourselves, and that like where we know what we know we're capable of. So we want to rush to get there. But, and like this is so cliche, but like the joy is in the journey. Like you can't just go from point A to point B. You have to go through the journey, because that is what allows you to become who you are, that is capable of receiving those things. If you were to just jump to that version of you, you might not be capable of holding all those things you've asked for. You have to go through the lessons and the trials and the tests and all of these things to be the version of you that can hold what it is that you've asked for. What it is that you've asked for is coming, and you will be supported as you go there. You will be supported as you go there. So that is really important to understand, that like you might not have everything that you want yet. You might not be who you think you want to be yet, but on that journey, you will never be without. You will never not have what you need. God will never give you something that you can't handle. So even if you're not where you want to be, trust that you are supported, trust that your needs will be met, trust that you will always have everything that you need, because honestly, for the next like 4 to 6 months, things are not going to be where you think that they should be. Like you're in this process of becoming, and honestly, like this year is a 9-year, right? It's a completion year. And so in 2026, like by this time 2026, your life is going to look completely different. It's not going to look anything what it looks now. Okay? So understanding that if we were to just blink and it was July 1st, 2026, and you were you right now there, you wouldn't be able to hold the things. You have to go through this phase, especially in the rest of 2025, of this like becoming version of yourself. And we so deeply want to rush that process, but the joy and the journey is in the process. So for July, specifically, you're going to be getting glimmers and glimpses of this life that you have hoped for and that you have dreamed for. You're going to have what you need, even if it's hard. And you're going to be like learning how to like relax and accept and surrender, like just like the steam coming off the body, like the spa, like that visual I feel is so important for many reasons. Number one, you're releasing. Number two, you're enjoying it as you're releasing. You're resting, you're honoring and nurturing your body. That is how you're going to stay on the highest timeline through this chaotic external world that we have, continuing to do your inner work, continuing to listen to where do I have energy to give versus where do I need to give that energy to myself? Like, where is this balance? Like finding this balance between the outside world and the inside world, really slowing down so that you can notice when something is in alignment versus when it's not, how that feels in your body. And we're not rushing to get to the finish line. So by the end of July, things are going to feel calmer. To me, August feels more like we've kind of like hit the crescendo and now we're kind of like on like the downslide, right? We've like hit the climax and now we're like August feels more calm, more grounded, less like chaotic and turbulent, maybe even a little boring. Like maybe we've come to our new vibration and we're like, where's this chaos that I'm used to? And July is the start of that. So like the start of the month is gonna feel pretty tumultuous and emotional and like up and down. By the end of the month, we're gonna be more settled in that vibe. We're gonna be more accepting of where we're at. We're gonna have more self-love anchored in. And, you know, we're gonna be enjoying time with friends and family, like kind of like peeking out of our little cave a little bit more, you know, enjoying like the earthly pleasures. But we're probably not going to feel satisfied. Like we're probably not going to feel like, okay, we've landed. It's not the month of landing. It is the month of expansion, of acceptance, of surrender, and of really that inner knowing anchoring in way more deeply, and new safety mechanisms beginning to be revealed to you because we've let go of those old ones and now we're like beginning to anchor in the new ones. So it's like doing the work of like anchoring in those new safety mechanisms for ourselves. Okay, that was fun. That feels complete to me. And it's also very exciting. One of the messages I really loved there is that you're going to be supported, even if you're not where you want to be or where you think you should be. You are exactly where you are and you're going to be supported. You're going to have what you need, so you don't need to worry. That was what was the most impactful for me personally. So let me know what your most impactful part was and what really resonated with you in the comments. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I feel so weird saying that, but I'm one of those girls now. But please do that, and there's gonna be many more videos coming, many more live things even coming in the future. I have so many ideas bubbling up inside me for what I want to do with this channel and how I want to share the Akashic Records with you all. So thank you so much for being here. Namaste. My heart, my soul, my higher self sees the divine in you. One of my clients said that to me, and I love that. But it's so true. My soul recognizes your soul. Okay. So have a great day. Happy July. And yeah, enjoy that. Enjoy the spa. See you later.